Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? See if I can give you another video this week. We'll touch on a couple things. One of the most requested pieces of information I've been getting lately, which is about going CDL versus non-CDL. You know, the reasons why I did it, and you know, I'm definitely not out here trying to advise anybody which way to go, but just my perspective on it so far, being brand new to the whole trucking game. Also, had a kind of a squirrely week, so part of it'll be more just like an update, insight as to, like, you know, some experiences coming from a new guy. So that's what I have for you today in this video. Oops. All right, so first, I'm just give you a little backstory as to where I'm at right now. So right now, it is Wednesday. So I had a good week last week, ran 4 days and still made probably the most, for sure made the most I've made since I've been trucking in only 4 days. Actually 4.5 days, because I took off Friday. So that was a good feeling, because starting out, there's many days where I'm just anxious on whether or not I can sustain this, whether the money's going to come. So, like, starting to get more comfortable with a steady flow of money, or loads, I should say, and at the same time being able to continue to get better, having, like I said, one of my best weeks even on a short week. So that brought me into this week. This week, just one more touching on, just one more piece about last week. So coming into the end of last week, I talked to my dispatcher on Friday and was like, I had already booked a couple of loads for myself, and she was going to just find me something for me to pick up on Monday. I basically took care of the end of my week last week on my own. So Monday, I go to call her, like, hey, you know, what's going on? She was going to have me something lined up, and she was getting a little antsy because I was beating her to getting, like, booking my own loads. And I told her, I was like, all right, I'll let you go ahead and find me something on Monday. I'll just wait to hear from you. You can set it up for me, and we'll go from there, as long as it's decent, you know, all things considered. So fast forward, here we go, Monday. First thing in the morning, I had to hear from her. So I called her maybe like 8 o'clock and was like, hey, what's going on? No, I'm wrong. I texted her. And she was like, just had my baby. So there's going to be somebody else dispatching you for a little bit. And I was like, cool, you know, congratulations and all that good stuff. So I had a new dispatcher that's filling in for me this week, while my previous dispatcher was out on, I guess, maternity. Not really maternity, because she's a dispatcher. She works from home, but I think she's going to take some time. So anyway, I've been working with the new dispatcher this week. So Monday was pretty much a wash between all the communication, getting up to speed with the new dispatcher and all of that. It was like noon before we got on the same page, so to speak. And it was fine, because I actually had some stuff to do. My trailer plate fell off. I had to go to the DMV and get a temporary plate ordered, and ironically, that blew off yesterday, so I got to get another one. This is crazy. I got to figure a way to, I think I'm just going to zip tie the temporary tag to, like, the bars for the until my actual duplicate plate comes in. So anyway, I ran some errands, installed a ceiling fan, installed a shower head, took care of some, recharged the AC on my daily driver, took my convertible out for a ride. So just kind of kicked back. Monday was a really nice day too, so it was fine. So fast forward to the next day, Tuesday. So Tuesday, she supposedly had a load for me. That was yesterday, right? So I'm coming in Tuesday, supposed to go up to, it's like near Scranton, pick up some AC units and drive them, I don't even know where. It was don't know, it was like a good like 6 or 7 hours away, I think. No, it's like 2 or 3 hours away. Anyway, so it was a decent haul. The problem is there's a lot of deadhead up to where I go pick up these units. So unless the rate's really good, I'm really not too keen on making those runs. Also, because they're AC units, they want them strapped down a certain way. It's very tedious. Last time I was in there, it took me like 3 hours to get out of there between them double stacking and trying to situate the loads and shifting it just to make sure I get as much on my trailer as possible. It took a long time and it rained, so not really fond about getting those loads. But if it pays well, whatever. So she said, I got a load for you. Told me, you know, what it was paying. Oh, I was paying like, I think she said close to $4 a mile. I was like, oh yeah, whatever, book it. Send me the details and I'll make my way. So Raycom comes across on my way up to the pickup up in Scranton. And I look at it and I look at the price on it, and it was like the actual total payout for the load, and it was really low, way lower than I thought it was going to be based on what I was told the rate per mile was. Because I'm like, all right, if I got a deadhead of call it 300 miles there and back, and you saying it's over 300 miles, I'm sorry, it's over $3 per mile, I'm thinking it's gonna be close to $1,000, but it was a few hundred short of that. Called up, what's going on? Oh, it didn't. Again, this is the new dispatcher. Oh, I didn't throw in your deadhead into it. So yeah, it's definitely less. So I was like, well, for that price is way low.
2 miles ahead, proceed ahead as name changes to I-95 North Delaware Turnpike.
So for that price, I can't do it. So I was like, you got to explain to the broker or the connect that, you know, that I didn't have all the information, that, you know, I only was given the loaded miles, which is not enough information for me to make a decision. And I was told with the broker, with the dispatcher when I first started, that's how they would quote me my rates on my loads. They would make sure that my deadhead was thrown in there. And this time it wasn't. So from my perspective, it wasn't my fault. So that's between, you know, that was between the dispatcher and the broker or direct shipper to work out whose fault at that. But it wasn't mine because I wasn't given all the correct information. Meanwhile, I don't have a load.
1 mile ahead, proceed ahead as name changes to I-95 North Delaware Turnpike.
So yeah, I don't have a load now, and I asked her, first time I'm dealing with her in terms of her trying to find me a load, I was like, okay, so are you going to find me another load? You're going to jump on the load board? What's the next move? She was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to jump on there and see if I can find you something. Cool. All right, so meanwhile, I just pulled over. I was like maybe 10 minutes from home anyway, actually close to where I used to work. And in that little area, it just happens to be where like my sister, my niece, and my brother-in-law opened up their own little business. So I stopped in there just to see, how they're
3 miles
making up.
ahead, proceed ahead as name changes to I-95 North Delaware Turnpike.
Just to see like how they're coming along with the construction. So anyway, while I'm sitting there talking to my niece, going over like just looking
proceed
at
ahead as name changes to I-95 North Delaware
just
Turnpike.
looking at the progress they're making with their little, getting started with their business. I'm on my phone looking at the load board, trying to figure out, if I'm going to be able to get a run. It was probably like at this time, call it like 10-ish, 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock maybe. Found a load. It was real short. It was only paying like $5 1/4, but it was easy. It was like an hour one way, an hour the next way. And so I figured that I'll be able to salvage today, make a little bit of money. So jumped in the truck, rolled out, picked up the load. That's what I have on the trailer right now. Then the original idea was for me to go and pick it up, run it straight through, since it was pretty close. But as time goes, at least I'm starting to realize is that after a certain time in the day, your whatever projected in terms of like the GPS or like how long something should take to drive, it just starts to snowball and take longer and longer just because more people are on the highway. So I worked it out. It wasn't supposed to go straight through. I just was going to try to do it, pick it up and drop it off and make some money just for that day, get paid. But I didn't want to chance it because there's where the receivers were. I didn't want to hold them up by me trying to squeeze to the last day. I was just thinking about them. Like if I'm a receiver and I'm supposed to get out of here, say 4:30, I don't want somebody showing up at the last minute, you know, when I'm trying to get out of here. So I just feel like it was too close to call. I was close to home anyway. It was actually on the way home, almost the way to the drop-off point. So I just called and was like, I'll bring it first thing in the morning. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm on my way to drop off the load I picked up yesterday. It's only 6,000 pounds. It looks like a big drive shaft. They wanted me to tarp it and all that. So it's only like 12 feet long. It's like I said, 6,000 pounds. Easy load is it's strapped to a crate. So the crane I backed into the dock where they had the backed into the factory. It wasn't the dock. It was like the manufacturer place. I backed in there. It was kind of tight, right into their factory. They dropped it on there. It took me about 45 minutes to get out of there, just simply because they wanted it tarp. So I threw blankets on it. It had a pallet on it. I didn't want it to rip up my my tarp. So I took my time and just made sure it was on there right, strapped it down and everything. Got out of there. Like I said, called the guy, said, hey, I'll just deliver it in the morning. Totally fine with it. Everything was good to go. That's what I'm going to now. Like I said before. Sorry if I keep repeating stuff. I'm trying to just get everything off the top of my head and try to give you guys as much information as possible. So please bear with me with all this. So on the way down from picking up this load, going on my way home, and the cool part about being able to go home is that I went home and I was able to take my daughter to Girl Scouts, spend time with the family. So it ended up turning into a good day. I figured I could make it home and hang out for a little bit, go out in the morning. On the way back, I was calling around. I got my tablet with my search open for just loads. I'm thinking like, all right, I drop this off in the morning. Is there something I can find that maybe, you know, when I pick up in the same area where I'm dropping off? And I just happened to call a lady. I called on the load. It was paying, I don't know, like maybe like $700 to go like 300 miles, 350 miles, something like that. So, and it was less than an hour. It is less than an hour from where I'm dropping off this morning. Called the lady and, you know, she told me what she was paying for it because it wasn't listed. And by default, I tend to want to ask for more money than was posted, or like I'll have an idea of what I want to get paid to do a certain load. And I guess I was so focused on that number when I talked to her, her number was lower than that. So I was like, all right, well, never mind, I'll keep looking. And I was driving maybe like another couple minutes and I had to stop myself and said, well, that's really good money. It was over, it was like maybe like right around the $2 a mile mark. And it was right where it was convenient too. So I was like, that's crazy for me to turn that down. So I called her back because that happened to me a couple of times where I would call people up, think about it and go back like, well, you know, I couldn't find nothing else, try to call somebody back and they're like, oh, we already booked the load. Or even like hesitate, change my mind, call right back, even without even a second of thinking, and they're on the phone with somebody else and they booked the load for good money. So anyway, I didn't want that to happen again. Bird in the hand. So I called her back, nice lady. She was like, all right, let me see if you're in the system. She ran my MC number. I never hauled with them before. So she sent me out the packet. And it was pretty cool the way they do it. Some brokers, they have an online situation where they don't need you to actually physically sign anything. It's all electronic. So she sent me a link. I went to their website. A lot of stuff was pre-populated. I just had to add a couple of things. And I was in their system. I was signed up with them officially. And she sent me out a rate confirmation maybe like 5 minutes later. So it was pretty cool. This all happened on the way down yesterday after I picked up the load I have today. So at that point on my way home, I already have a load scheduled to pick up after I drop off the load. That's where I'm going today. So yeah, it was turning out to be a really good day. So I was like, wow, it went from me being down, not having not knowing what I'm going to be hauling, or if I'm going to haul it for that day, to actually stringing a couple of loads together. And that's one of the things I think that I'm starting to get more comfortable with. When I was first starting out, I used to freak out way more about not getting a load, not having any business, and how much I'm getting paid. And I think that all comes with experience. Not trying to say that I'm the most experienced dude at all. I'm still pretty new at this, but I can feel the level of comfort rising, be a little bit more confident when talking to brokers, and showing up and knowing the process. Just with anything, you get better at it. So that was pretty good. One last thing about
So they were riding off of that too.
So on my way down, as I'm almost getting to drop off the trailer for the day and going about my business, I get another email from the lady that I worked out the deal with, that I called back about the load that I'm picking up. That load is picking up, like I said, like an hour away from where I'm dropping off in PA today, and it's going down to Virginia. She emailed me. When she emailed me the rate confirmation, she followed up like a couple minutes later and was like, they actually have a load in the same place where I'm dropping, in that same facility, and they wanted to come back to where I'm picking up. Different, basically same pay, just to pick up where I drop off and bring it right back. And I would drop it off the following day. So I was like, yeah, book that for me too. So turned out that I went from, I guess to summarize that whole chapter yesterday was, I went from not having anything going on in the morning, thinking I'm going to have something, turn around and fell through, got my own load situated for that day, for yesterday, today, and tomorrow, all within a day's how the day turned around. So, and that has happened a couple times where like it seems like I'm stalled, or it seems like things gonna fall through and they end up working out. Also happens the other way where you're like, it's gonna be a good day and everything falls apart. So anyway, just wanted to get that little insight as to like, maybe, like I said, maybe more experienced guys, they used to it. It doesn't bother them as much. They don't freak out. But I know for me being new, it took me a while to get used to those ups and downs and those ins and outs. It's definitely a real thing. It almost is guaranteed not to go as planned, regardless of how I look at it. Plan for the better or for the worse. So anyway, so that's what's going on now. I'm going to drop this off and figured I'd touch on that and get into this. One of the things I get a lot of questions about is my CDL, my non-CDL versus my setup, non-CDL versus CDL. So first, I think I said it a few times already in videos, but I'm no stranger to repeat myself. So I don't have a CDL. My setup is non-CDL. The truck is 11.5, I want to say, GVWR. My trailer, originally from the manufacturer, is 14,000 pounds GVWR, but I had it derated to 12,000 just in case I switch out the truck or go dually or something like that. I just wanted that extra. I wanted that extra safe zone in case the truck GVWR went up. So that puts me at a combined GVWR of call it 20, what's that, 12 and call it 13, so like 25,000. So under 26, bottom line. So I'm under the 26,000 GVWR, which means I don't need a CDL. That has nothing to do with what's on my trailer at all. That's one thing I know that I've had to talk about it a lot. I've talked to inspection people about it a lot. Is other truckers, the idea is that it does not matter what's on my truck or trailer. The numbers that the ratings that sets up, that's the starting point for whether I need a CDL or not. And with those ratings, I could drive this truck and trailer without a CDL. If they were higher, if they were over 26,000, regardless of what's on my trailer, regardless of what they can actually haul, if your ratings are over 26, if my ratings were over 26, I would need a CDL. So I'm underneath that threshold, don't need a CDL. Now, how much weight does that give me to scale? That means that in order to be able to figure out how much I can actually haul, first I have to figure out how much my truck and trailer actually weigh. so that when I go across the scale with whatever load, I know I'm still going to be okay and not be overweight, which that would be another problem where I don't know if I don't know if I would get a fine. I don't know what would happen if that's the case, if they would say I need a CDL to drive. I don't know, but anyway, the idea is that I need to weigh in under 26,000 pounds as well, regardless of the rating. So when I first got the trailer coming back from Alabama, I stopped at the weigh station and they printed out how much my truck and trailer actually weighs, and it is 15,660, I want to say, is what it weighed that day. Call it 16,000 pounds, truck and trailer, no loads at all, empty. So, and it was like a full tank, whatever. So if you round it to 20, you round it to 16, that gives me 10,000 pounds that I could put on my trailer and still be under the 26,001 pound. That's the way that that's the way I talk about my load. I mean, that's the way when I book my loads and when I'm registered in people's system, different dispatchers and brokers, and that's how I register like how much weight I can carry or scale. I say the max is 10,000 pounds, 40 feet. So that's how I figure that out. 26,000 minus the 15,000 that my truck and trailer weight gets me 10 left. All right. So that's a lot. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a good amount of weight, at least so far as I can tell. I don't know what the maxes are with CDL. I'm not sure. I've seen and heard like 20,000. I don't know. I've heard 15,000. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So maybe you CDL cats out there that have been doing it, you know what your max is, jump in the comments and like help everybody out with what the maxes on CDL driving. I don't know if there is one. There might not even be one. I don't know. But anyway, so, and just to give you a perspective on what that means in terms of being able to carry stuff. So like I can carry a 40-foot empty container and be fine, because they usually they'll be from 9 to 10,000 pounds. So I can carry those and still not need a CDL. So that's that. So CDL versus non-CDL. Would I go CDL? I don't know that I would. The way that I've been, and the reason for me, it could be totally wrong thinking, but like I'll call on loads and it'll be, the weight won't be listed. And when I find out the rates, like they'll say, oh, it's going, such wherever, and the rate works out to be like whatever, like $1.75 a mile. And I'm like, man, it's not, it's not too bad. Or I'll look at the rate, the price, and I'll be like, it's okay. Maybe I'll grab it or something, like just to have some action, or is in a convenient place for me to get back from someplace, whatever. So when I call on it to get the details on it, and it's like, oh, well, it's 18,000 pounds, or it's 50,000 pounds, which is crazy too, that big rigs getting the same exact money, if not less. When it comes to rate, that's been the thing that's been blowing my mind. Like I'll call on a rate, and it'll be okay, or like they'll tell me something and it'll be decent, nothing crazy, but then they tell me to wait. I can't do it, but it's just crazy to me that for a big rig to carry like 50,000 pounds of freight, and they're getting paid, $2, less than $2 a mile, sometimes less than $1.50 a mile. It's bananas to me, but I guess it's just the way the industry goes. So on top of that, like I said, so I guess to sum that part of it up, my understanding so far is that weight does not equal more money. So weight, from what I can tell in my experience so far, weight and distance don't equal a better rate. It does not. Distance sometimes works, at least when I can tell, distance sometimes will work against the rate. The longer the haul, typically what I've been finding is the rate is just not good. It's almost like because you're going far, they pay out more as a bigger payout, but like I said, the rate is less. So I don't know that I would go, like, I don't even like carrying heavy loads because, like I said, all it does for me, what I've experienced, it just costs me more gas. Like, I'm not getting paid more because it's heavy. And I'm not getting necessarily paid more per mile because it's farther. So maybe that'll change, but I don't see it that way. So, like, in my mind, like, why would I get a CDL? The advantage to get a CDL is carrying more weight, but it doesn't necessarily work out that way. Now, with that being said, as time has gone, I've been looking at some of the longer rods or some of the partials, and I say that is one niche where if I could get, if I didn't have this rental truck, if it was just mine, I probably would go CDL. And I'm explaining why in a minute. But back to the whole partials piece. So what I've been noticing is that, so say like for me, I got 40 feet, carry 10,000 pounds. Say like I get a piece, like I got this piece right now. It's only 12 feet and it's 6,000 pounds. Now, I got a lot of deck space. I call it, I got 40 foot, even if you stop at the dovetail, whatever, call it 40 feet. I got 12, I use up 12, that means I got 28 feet left. And but at the same time, because I use 6,000 pounds of my weight of 10,000 pounds, I only got 4,000 left. Now, if I'd had a CDL, I could load that up, you know what I mean? Like, I could put another 3 things on there. Like, I could put 3, or at least 2 more pieces that are each 12 feet long each. That'll give me 36 feet on there, and each one of them could be 6,000 pounds. And I was still, that would be total 18,000 pounds. I'm thinking if I can go up to 20, and so like for whatever I paid for this, let's just say hypothetically there were 2 more of the loads, I could make 3 times as much, hypothetically. So at least that's what I started looking at, like, oh man, if I had CDL, if I could carry more weight, then I could really get busy with the partials because they might not be paying a lot per partial. So like it might be like less than $1.50, call it $1.25. But because I could put a couple of them on there, I could string like 2 or 3 of them on there with the deck space, and I had the weight space also, I could really make, I could jump up in terms of how much money I could make. Even though it would cost me more gas, still though, I think that that's where I could make more money if I was CDL. So that's why I started looking at, like, if it was my truck, I would probably go CDL, so I could really stack up on partials. Don't know if that's how it would work in actuality. That was just in my mind, just thinking about it as I look at the loads and I call on them and what I'm finding out. Now, even if I wanted to, with this setup, I can't. And I talked to a few other folks about it that reached out to me, and they want to do CDL versus non-CDL, or they're definitely doing CDL, but they're doing the enterprise truck situation out of Elkhart. Now, I found out with a partner of mine, Rock, he was going to go CDL, and he also got his truck from Elkhart, Indiana. Now, he ran into a problem where in Delaware, this is a Delaware specific, this is a very niche issue. And so if you live in Delaware, so that means you got to get your truck apportioned in Delaware if you're CDL. Enterprise, in order for them to do that in Delaware, they need to have the actual physical title sent to the DMV. Now, Enterprise, they're not doing that. From what I understand, just speaking with Rock, he went back and forth with Faye a good amount trying to figure out how they could get it done. And the bottom line is when Faye reached out to, I guess, corporate about the title situation, they were not willing to send the actual title to Delaware for the truck, which means that if the DMV doesn't get they don't get that title, you can't get plates. So you can't go CDL is how that works now. So for me, that means that if I want to go CDL, I have to buy a truck. It would have to be my truck so that I can get the title sent to the DMV or be in another state. Now I talked to, so I'm pretty much just locked into, based on where I live, I don't have a choice. I gotta be, as far as I know, if I'm renting, I gotta do non-CDL. Now, I've talked to many other people who, and just because of that experience that, that was living through Rock with his experience with having to switch his up from CDL to non-CDL, I pass that information on to people that reached out to me when they're trying to do it, and just say, hey, wherever you're located, just touch base with your DMV to find out if you're renting a truck, if you're renting a truck from Elkhart or you're renting a truck from Enterprise. You don't, and you confirm that they're not going to get, they might change the process to where you can get the title sent. I don't know, but as of lately, as of right now, they're not doing it. So if your DMV needs the actual physical title, they can't go off a copy, then you might have a problem going CDL with the Enterprise rental truck, because they may not be, they're not, at least like I said, they're not sending out the actual title if you would need that to get your portion plates for CDL. So I guess that's my take on CDL versus non-CDL. You can definitely make money either way, as far as I can tell. I mean, I only been doing it a couple of months, but just from making calls, seeing how much the rates are for the CDL versus based on weight, distance, and all that stuff. It's money out there regardless of how you're set up, I think. Just a matter of adjusting to your equipment setup, where you got to go to make money, how far you want to go, how often you want to run, all that kind of stuff. I don't know that there's a one way. It seems like everyone's got a different approach, and they figure out what works for them in terms of what they need to make the money, make their ends meet, or be profitable, whatever. So that's my take. Oh, one last thing. Look at this super fresh situation right here. Y'all know what that is. Man hooked me up with a fresh, new era, high quality. Man, this hat is, I wore this hat yesterday for the first time, and it's already starting to break in real nice. So shout out to Toe Piglet. Y'all know him as Alex, hooking me up with this nice hat. Oh man, it's so good. So anyway, that's it for now, for today. Anything else you guys want to hear from me in terms of, the rookie hotshot driver out here, feel free to send me an email. The comments aren't the best place to ask questions. Send me the email, just because of now, when I first started making videos, it was way easier because I was sitting on my butt all day long. I could just make videos like it's my job. But now with the driving and, trying to balance out home and all that good stuff, it's really tricky. So send me emails. I can go through them. I can set aside time to go through my emails, pick out the ones that seem to be the hot topics, try to make a video about it. That's at least the approach I'm going to try and do going forward, and try to balance all this stuff. So until the next video, I will talk to all of you later. Be safe out there. Enjoy your life. See you in the next video. Peace.